Jamborees, a scouting institution, a festival of scouting skills and an exchange of cultures.
57 different nationalities all meeting together for the next 12 days. I mean, it's a life-changing experience.
A jamboree is basically a big camp for scouts from all over the world. The idea came to Baden-Powell after seeing the huge loss of life during World War I. Many of the boys from the first ever scout camp on Brownsea Island died in battle.
He was horrified to discover that more than half of them had been killed in the First World War. And for Baden-Powell, that was a tremendous driver to try to use scouting or direct scouting to help to bring bridges between different nations and basically to be a driving force for peace.
That search for peace culminated in the first World Jamboree in London. 5,000 scouts camped in Richmond Park and paraded in front of Baden-Powell at Olympia.
I think for the first World Scout Jamboree it must have been a really exciting event, particularly in those times when people didn't really meet people from other countries, and there would have been kids who'd have been travelling for weeks and months.
In the 30s, the Scout Association emphasised the inclusive nature of the organisation as it filmed the departures to the pre-war Jamboree in Holland. The word jamboree already existed as American slang for a noisy get-together. When Baden-Powell was asked why he chose that name, he said, "What else would you call it?" It was only the 5th Jamboree, but the last he'd ever attend. After the Second World War, the peace message became even stronger, and the Jamboree settled into a regular pattern. Every 4 years, a different nation hosting the event. 50 years after Scouting began, a young Queen Elizabeth attended the Jubilee Jamboree. Over 30,000 Scouts from 90 countries camped at Sutton Park near Birmingham.
We made friends with the Warwickshire boys. Scotty, as they told me to call him, lived in Solihull.
I liked everything about Kutbul, except the difficulty of saying his name.
In a couple of days' time, a huge tent city of 13,000 people mushroomed on the site. Of course, athletics and sports took up a lot of our time. It was something we all enjoyed.
One of the biggest things that the young people appreciate is that for years and years afterwards they maintain the contacts with people from many, many countries from around the world. They form lifelong friendships, really.
You know that your camp, your entrance gate, your whole area will be on display, in effect on display to the rest of the world.
World Scout Jamborees have changed a lot over the last 100 years, but the ethos behind them stays very much the same. We bring young people from all over the world together to learn about each other and each other's cultures, and to learn how they can make a better world.
These days, the idea of cultural exchange continues through games and activities, whether it's world poverty and protecting the environment, or swapping badges and food.
We went around trying everybody's foods today, and we do share their cultures.
Yeah, share our world, share our cultures.
The values that came from the League of Nations are still true. One world, one promise.
Je promets sur mon honneur de faire tout mon possible.
Να εκτελώ το καθήκον μου προς τον Θεό, την πατρίδα και τον βασιλέα.
いつも他の人々を助けます。Hanun lalan tidia.
To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.